Okay, so this is a problem from chapter 6, section 3. It's a matrix multiplication problem. That was a question from a student. And let's sort of expand that, do a little focus work here. And I think we're good to go. Now, the question was, or the problem was, is to multiply A, matrix A, times the product of matrices B and C. And so these are the three matrices that were in the problem. And I went ahead and just, did some of the work, but I stopped and said, well, let me just let you join in on the video. And you'll notice that multiplying B times C is defined because this is a 2-row, 2-column matrix multiplied times a 2-row, 2-column matrix. And here's a little notation for that, rows by columns. If the columns here equal the rows here, we can do multiplication. And then the answer will be the rows here and the columns here. Let me say that again. If the columns in this one equal the number of rows in this one, we can do the multiplication. And then the answer matrix will be a 2-row, 2-column matrix. So, and here it is right here. Here's my answer matrix, was a 2-row, 2-column matrix. And let's just quickly run through these calculations to see how I got this. Minus 3 times 3 is minus 9, and then 6 times minus 2 is minus 12, and you combine minus 9 and minus 12 and you get minus 21. So what we're doing is we're multiplying this row by this column and putting the result here. Then we're going to multiply this row by this column, put the result here, this row, this column, put the result here, this row, this column, put the result here. And so the designation of these positions would be, this would be row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2. Now, and let's sort of finish off this. So we had minus 3 times minus 2, which was positive 6, and 6 times 3, which is 18. 18 and 6 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6. Minus 1 times minus 2 is positive 2. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. Minus 1 times 3 is minus 3. And so minus 4 to minus 7. So let me just spell this particular calculation out just so that we're kind of clear here. So this row, 2 times minus 2, 2 multiplied times minus 2, combined with 2 times minus 2, 2 times minus 2, combined with minus 1 times 3, combined with minus 1 times 3, gives me minus 4 plus minus 3, which gives me the minus 7. Now, this is the finishing step here. This is matrix A, and we want to multiply matrix A times the result of B times C. So we've got the result there. Now, what about this? Is this defined? Well, this is a 3-row, row 1, row 2, row 3, a 3-row, 2-column matrix, and it's being multiplied by a 2-row, 2-column matrix. And so these two values these inner values are equal, so the multiplication is defined. And the size of the answer matrix is going to be a 3-row, 2-column matrix. So let's see if we can do this. Ready? So now this is going to be 8 times minus 21. 8 times minus 21, which is what? Minus 168. Minus 168 plus 8 is minus 160. Okay. Go row 1, column 1. Maybe we don't want to do all this in our head. Okay, sometimes this work is not very difficult, but it can get tedious. So let's just do this with a calculator. So I got 8 times 24, 8 times 24 plus 1 times minus 7. And so what was that? 185 is what I got. Hope you got that too. Now I'm working off of this row here times this column. A minus 3 times a minus 21 is going to be a plus 63. So that's plus 63. And that's going to be right? Let's spell this one out. You ready? So this is going to be minus 3 times minus 21 plus minus 7 minus 3 times minus 21 minus 7 times 8. You with me? Plus minus 7 times 8. So what's the result there? Okay, so I've got minus 63, and that looks like what? Minus, what was that? Minus 3 times that is plus 63. I'm sorry, minus times minus, that's plus 63. Plus 63 minus 56. So plus 63 here, plus 63 minus 56 is going to be a what? Do it again. Plus 63 minus 56. So that's going to be plus 7. So the result there is plus 7. Okay. All right. Now this row times this column, minus 3 times 24. Minus 3 times 24. What is that? Minus 72. Minus 72 plus 49. Minus 72. I'm doing it on my calculator. Plus 49 is minus 23. And this one again, 8 times minus 21 is still negative 168. Negative 168 and a negative 24. You see where that's coming from? So this is 8 times negative 21 plus negative 3 times 8. So I've got negative 168, negative, I'm doing the calculator, negative 168 plus a what, negative 24. So I get negative 192 here, and then this is 8 times 24. 8 times 24 is 192 plus 21. Plus 21, and I get 213 here. Okay. Wow. Oh, so down at the bottom, these are the answers that Math Excel had. Okay. So minus 167, minus 192, 185, negative 20. Okay. So these were the answers that Math Excel had, and that looks like what I got here: minus 160, positive 7, negative 192, 185, negative 20, and 213. Now, after we did all that work, you know you can do, let me clear this out. You know you can use your graphing calculators to do this work, right? So you just have to be a little careful with it. And you got to remember that you got to get this in the right sequence, or the work may not be defined. So in other words, this was fine to do a 2 by 2 and then a 3 by 2. But when you start to put this in your calculator, think about the sequence that you've got to maintain. Because if you say, well, I'm going to put a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 2 and get this result, and then put in this 3 by 2 and then try to multiply a 2 by 2 times a 3 by 2, it won't work. It'll say you can't do that. So the easiest way to do this is to just build your matrices. So like I think I've already put these in, but look, second matrix. Okay, and so go over to the edit button, hit enter, and there should be the first matrix: 8 minus 3, 8, 1 minus 7 minus 3. There it is. Great. Second, quit. Okay, I'm just going to repeat that second matrix. I'm going to go over to the B matrix. Where is it? I keep jumping around here. There it is. Okay, so this is the 2 by 2 matrix. We had minus 3, 6, 2 minus 1. Okay, so there we go. Now, and then the last matrix was matrix C, and I can go down and then go over and then go down. I eventually got to get down to where I'm looking at the edit for that one, and there it is. That should be 3 minus 2 minus 2, 3, and there it is. Now we can set the problem up just the way they gave it to me. All I got to do now is come back and just put. Okay, so I'm going to put in second matrix A times. Hitting just my times key down here, times, nothing special about this, in parentheses, second matrix B times second matrix, roll all the way down and pick up C. Do you see what I'm doing here? And let's see, did I pick it up? I don't think I did. Whoops. times second, I'll get it now, second matrix C, and there it is, there we go. So you see that? Hope I didn't confuse you with that. A times B times C, hit enter, and I'll be darned. There's the answer that we got a minute ago. Minus 160, 185, positive 7, negative 23, negative 192, and 213. Okay. All right. So there's that. I hope this helped you. These problems, calculation-wise, are not that difficult, and the complexity is not really high. It's just very tedious, and you got to remember this: the fact that matrix multiplication is not commutative, and it will, an A times a B is fine, but you can't do a B times an A in this case. So because you'd be trying to multiply, if you tried to go back this way, you'd say a 2 by 2 times a 3 by 2, and it wouldn't work. So I'm going to stop the video. I think I've probably said enough.